Declan Brennan. I always enjoy watching this man play. His distinctive glove. Yes, world #1 player with a glove. No, he's a great player. He's the destroyer. Quite a character as well. Man from Northern Ireland. He's up against the evergreen Phil Harrison. Declan opting for the yellows. Nice control there. Come back a little bit. Probably a little bit too far than he'd have liked. He didn't want to be too close to that cushion. Well, he won't be playing to that shot, but that was because he got too close to that rail. He's had to get the cue up in the air, and he sort of threw his arm at that one, trying to disturb those yellows, but he's obviously missed, and now it will be the farmer, Phil Harrison, at the table on the reds. Phil been around many, many years, and this is not taking the mickey out of him for being of my sort of generation. A little bit younger than me, but played at the same time as Phil. When he was playing for England, and I was in the Irish team. But he's still going strong. He's a top professional. Done well, because when I left the arena last night, this is after the Series 1 final, was knocking on a bit. He'd only just gone out to play Dom Cooney, and I thought, wow. So
yeah, really rough draw for the pair of them, to be honest with you. Yeah, that session was tough for both players. Phil got through it. I dare say it was probably tougher for Dom than Phil. You know, Phil's an absolute. He's a warrior, isn't he? He's the player you don't want to face in a dark corner, and at an unfortunate time, he will just go all day. He's got that sort of stamina.
Well, as Dom Cooney's been coming up through the game, I mean, they're both from Cambridgeshire, and he always speaks so highly of Phil, and it's like,
Hang on,
you know,
Tony.
his idol.
Hang on. Oh, he's nearly played an unbelievable shot there.
Yeah, it's almost, you know, Dom sort of, you know, looked up to Phil as his hero, or sort of thing, as the local superstar that played near him, and must have been quite tough to play against him. So Phil now trying to play the cue ball into the side rail, come back and try and kick this red back into the corner. Not got it, and the red there just coming close enough to that yellow to stop Declan being able to just have a free go at that one. So the shot for Declan is, I would say he's got to play and kick those two yellows apart on the top rail, leave the cue ball up there, and make Phil come down and move that red out of the way. Could actually come off the side of the yellow on the rail here and kick into the two. Very surprised at that. I thought develop the balls, because Phil's going nowhere from this red, especially this is where he would have probably left the cue ball. He even got a snooker, Declan Brennan, and disturbed the three balls at the top there. So and what can Phil Harrison conjure up here? Two cushions in the top right hand corner maybe. I think that's what he went for, but he got it very, very wrong. Natural to punch these apart when he makes his pot for Declan. I think he was expecting a better result than that. And will the yellow pass the other one into that corner? If it does, it will be only just.
Currently 4-3 to Luke, who's having a good day so far. 8-7 win over the Pro Series 1 champion Aaron Davies early on. He was 4-0 up in this match. And Christy Caulfield is looking like he's about to go 4-all. This is the sort of thing that Christy Caulfield can do. One day, I'm convinced Christy's going to win one of these events, and it will be the best event anyone's ever won. Like, he's just going to play. He's just going to find one, and he's just going to do almost what Ian Alley did yesterday. He's just going to do something mad and just run through it. And when it happens, oh, I'll be there.
Well, when it happens, there'll be a public holiday.
And it'll be only Christy attending, but it will feel like a public holiday.
It will. I'll be with him. Don't worry about that.
So Phil, we're going to get back on track, Tony, before we get sidetracked. I know us. So Phil scratches straight into the side pocket off the breakman's deck to the table. Do you know what? It's actually interesting, just to point about Declan Brennan from Event 1. A player as good as Deck, and for me, Declan is pretty much as good as it gets in the Ultimate Pool Pro Series. For everything Tom Cousins has done, I don't think there's a huge amount between him and Declan. That's how highly I rate Decky. But for a player as good as him, who's won big matches in big arenas and all the rest of it, interesting to see and indeed hear from him after that match in Event 1 that the stage felt big yesterday, and it took some adapting, and I sometimes almost take that for granted. I think in our Challenger Series final yesterday, I think both Niall Sweeney and Jack Schofield just initially really struggled to get to grips with the conditions out there, let alone all the lights, the cameras and that sort of thing. It does feel like a massive occasion, and even for our very, very best players, it does just take that little bit of adapting. Sometimes can take it for granted in our comfy chairs in the commentary box.
Yeah, it's easy when people say, "Oh, just imagine it's like playing in your living room." Well, you can't unless you have 200 people sat in your living room at any one time.
What is that like, Tony?
Well, it's bizarre. Especially when it comes to asking people if they want a cup of tea. It takes like 5 hours to serve them. Anyway, Declan Brennan, as we are having a little bit of fun there, is quickly dispatching these yellow balls, and he's going to get a nice 2-0 lead against the farmer from Cambridgeshire. And the destroyer looking pretty sharp this morning. Well, it's afternoon now, isn't it? We have moved in. We've moved past midday, so
yeah, just ticked over. Just ticked over 12:18 currently on the watch. And stand by 12:19. Let's head around the tables then. What have we got for you? Callum Singleton versus Ryan Pisani is currently live for you over on the Ultimate Pool YouTube channel. Nick Finn and Mark Shepherd with you on that one. Fancy Callum for a run this weekend. Could be in this event. Played brilliantly at the British Open. Oh, that break is nice but not nice at the same time. Yellows look okay. One little bit of work for Callum to find at the bottom right corner of the table. That's the one thing that can happen with a cup break, is it can just, well, the balls can just coalesce on one side of the table. Exactly what's happened, but he's got a chance to get those yellows out. He's just got to work pretty hard. If you want to see if you make that clearance, Ultimate Pool YouTube channel right now. Decky on the break, 2-0 up against the Farmer. Crunch. That'll do. I like the look of these reds. One is obviously over to the right. It was just about when he was going to come over and deal with it, and he's played a perfect shot there. Really, really well executed. He's landed as nicely on as he possibly could whilst having a little bit of angle.
Yeah, I'm just watching Declan as he's cueing. It's his timing as he strikes the ball, and it is absolutely, at the moment, in perfection.
Well, he's a fabulous cueist. I mean, you know, for those who don't know the Declan Brennan story, Paul wasn't his first game. He came to Paul actually quite late. He was a snooker player originally, terrific youth snooker player, and it was only about 5-6 years ago I think he came to Paul at all, and his cue action and his cueing ability is there for all to see. But the way that he's picked up the patterns of this game is really, really impressive. Just a super talented player. Lovely visit to the table this from Deck. Very, very good. $3-0.
Yeah, super start from the man from Northern Ireland. And like I said, he's just watching the timing as he strikes the ball. And there's Luke McAvoy.
So Christy Caulfield did win that last frame if you were with us about 5 minutes ago. So it is 4 each. Luke McAvoy was 4-0 in front. Christy Caulfield has pulled it back to 4-all. It's Luke McAvoy who gets first chance in frame 9. He did have first chance to own frame 8, which Christy then counter-cleared. But these are all there for Cool Hand Luke. There's Phil on the break, and look where he's breaking from. I don't think I've ever seen anybody cut break from almost the corner pocket. But I mean, can't really argue with the contact and the quality of the split, but he hasn't made a ball, and he's staring 4-0 square in the face. He's a man who's known to sort of mess about with his break a little bit, doesn't tend to be super loyal to one break or the other. But I suspect he might be chopping and changing even more in this match, because it's hard to stick with a break like that when it's not awarding you or rewarding you with first gents. It's strange, isn't it? We've seen a lot of matches on this table now over the last, nearly 2.5 days now. And it's amazing actually how many times we've seen this happen. A player run 3 or 4 racks in a row. It feels like it's happened a lot.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's almost like players are getting into their rhythm, and once they are, it's just so easy for them to just roll and continue to find that level.
Just clipped that yellow on the way back out there with the cue ball, so it's, if it gone any further, it would have made it a little bit more tricky for Declan.
Extension pot.
He's going to play the plant and send the cue ball into the other red and try and kick red and black apart here and make the plant into the top left-hand corner. Bit of a 2-in-1 shot coming here. Well, he kicked them apart, but he's not had the red drop. It's a little bewildered there as how the red that didn't fall in, but it hasn't, so Phil Harrison has a reprieve. It's pretty safe to say that would have probably been frame ball as well for Declan. Big moment here for Phil Harrison, trailing 3-0. Had a good look at this to see if he can get past. I think he's got plenty of room, to be fair. And he had. Yeah, feeling in very good shape here now. Just, it's all about getting these 3 yellows away, and he's picking the yellow he's going to use to get onto the one at the top, and he might actually do it now because he does have a lovely angle. Just go up to the top for the other yellow. And there you see, he's done just that. Just rolls this into the centre. The other yellow, next yellow will be the one that's nearest the corner pocket. That'll go in there. Last yellow, left-hand centre. And a formality black ball awaits Phil Harrison. And this will be the farmer getting his first frame on the board.
And not before time. Really needed this, did Phil. Boy, did he need that. Luke McAvoy did take that frame. He's 5-4 up now on Christy Caulfield. Callum Singleton 4-3 up on Ryan Pisani. And here is old Tommy Gunn. Tom Jones up against Greg Batten. And he's at the table first. This is 0-0. First match of the day for both of these two. Greg came through against Simon Fitzsimmons late last night.
Big contrast in styles here. Greg Batten, of course, such a sublime sort of textbook cueist, whereas Tom, a bit more swashbuckling, flamboyant character. They're equally both great players, and I do enjoy watching both of them play, I must admit. Decky makes a couple of balls off his break. And see his eyes dart around the table to see what he's been presented with, finish-wise.
Extension call.
And this is definitely going to be an attempt at yellows for the destroyer. His one awkward yellow is the one that's between the black and the red on the left-hand rail, and he's also had he's just had a little look at that, probably playing the one into the centre and trying to move it out. And this would be sort of right now he would make that attempt. Well, it's a bit unfortunate there. The yellow, he did cannon into it, but it's double kissed, and it's actually gone worse now. At least before, if he hadn't moved it at all, he did have a chance of doubling it. But I'm just wondering now if the yellow at the top of the table that's over the bag, if he has enough angle where he could pop that in and send a cue ball at pace in between sort of the red and the black and kick it out. That would be my sort of thinking from there. Well, Declan's gone in this way. The only reason I didn't like going in that way is because if you get a bad contact there, you could shove the black into the pocket. At least coming the other way, you're pushing the black away from the bag, and for me, just less danger.
Yeah.
And as it's turned out, it's not a great leave. It's got a very tough pot now down into this bottom left-hand corner. Harrison just going to try and play a little developing shot now. Cannon off the red in the middle of the three and push the other one towards the corner. Not happy with that, Phil, because he knows exactly what's coming next. Declan would definitely be playing the yellow onto that red at top corner. I'm not sure how close he is to the yellow if he can play the combo. He's just lost a turn. Well, he's not even attempting it. Well, okay, I mean, he's left Phil snooker, but I don't know what that's really going to achieve too much, because Phil, I think, can just slide behind the 8-ball and possibly pick off that red. No, he's going off the two cushions. Tighter than I think. Oh, hello.
Wow.
How'd you like that?
Wow.
Well, it's obviously a foul in there somewhere.
I don't quite know
No,
why.
we're puzzled.
I mean, unless
But then there
my
wasn't a cue ball in hand, was there?
unless my eyes are deceiving me, Phil's played a good shot there.
Well, a lucky shot to be.
Well, yeah, but like, a legal shot is essentially what I mean by good. We'll take a look at it again at that in a moment. I feel like, am I missing something?
Does he clip the black? But it would have been a cue ball in hand.
Plays red, gets red. Declan then played from that position. I think the three folks. I think Phil's just been told. I think they've just realised. I don't think I've never seen
that.
anything like this.
They've been punished themselves for a legal shot. It's a legal shot.
Yeah,
No question.
but we'll take a look at the next shot. But Phil's See, this is really interesting. I'm so actually unsure what happens here. So all the two players have been asleep at the wheel. Phil's played a legal shot, thinks he's foul, or thinks he's not done what he needed to do.
He's
Sits
forgot
down.
he's hit his own ball.
Yeah, sits down, but then Declan's just been like, well, my shot. But I have a feeling if anybody's going to get punished, it's going to be Declan because he's played out of turn.
Well, if he's
Which
played
feels wrong because Phil's given the table to him. Do you see my point?
But then by definition of the rule, if you deliberately play out of turn, isn't that loss of frame?
Yeah. Well, this is an extraordinary situation. I've never seen anything like this.
No, nor me.
Let alone on a
Professional.
TV match with a referee in there. It's just, I mean, Phil's seeing the funny side.
Well, Phil's just thought because he didn't mean to knock that ball and that he's just played a foul, and he hadn't. Declan saw him sit down and thought, well, he must have played a foul. But then Declan's played from that.
I mean, this is the shot. There's no foul here. 8-ball doesn't move. Hits the red. Makes the red. And I'm expecting Phil to play the next shot. And all of a
Phil
sudden
thinks he's played loss of turn, sits down. Declan thinks, oh, he must have played loss of turn, stands up, plays his shot. Wow.
I'm really interested to know what the decision is. And in
It
fact,
could be
Tony,
anything.
I'm going to go play roving reporter. I'm going to speak to our officials because I'm getting word in my ear that we're about to resume, and I'm going to get the official word from our referees. How does that sound?
I don't know. I think
Rob Wilkins
might
is just
play
talking
on.
through Phil Harrison here.
They might play on because of how it's unfolded. I don't know.
For me, this is a rules-based question, and I'm not sure what the rule is. Spirit of the game and sort of the right thing to do feels like Declan should continue at the table because it's Phil's error. He's allowed Declan to play on. Declan has continued to play. It feels like it should be Declan's visit, and that looks like what's going to happen. But give me 2 minutes, I'm going to get the official word. I'm going to go play
if it's
reporter.
me, I just claim the match.
Well, yeah, but not everyone's like you.
I
and
know they're
thank
not.
goodness. Back in a minute.
See you next year. Right, in the meantime, Declan Brennan attempted the double with a yellow and he's just missed that and hit the angle. So, they have played on. Is it going to be justice? Because, but then it's Phil's fault if he sits down because he doesn't realise he's played a good shot, or let's just say a legal shot, for argument's sake. But this is one of the most bizarre things I think I've seen in pool, and I've been playing the game since the 80s. And this is just, well, especially at pro level. You know, I've seen some bizarre things in pub matches, but then that's not just entirely to do with pool. But it's incredible stuff. Phil Harrison now going to attempt to play the double into the right-hand centre. We might not see JMO ever again. Whether that's a bad thing, I'm not sure. But anyway, Harrison is, you think, going to continue on now and take this frame, but has to be said in the most bizarre fashion I think we've seen in world pool. And he's returned. Mr. Jameson is back with news.
I can't believe I'm seeing Phil Harrison pot the 8-ball. I can't believe I've returned. I mean, Phil puts his hand up. That is one of the strangest frames of pool you'll ever see. I just had a word with one of our refereeing team, Dean Winters. We actually met in the middle. I went out to see him, and he'd had the forethought to come and see me. So we met in the middle, and he said, you know, you saw what happened. Phil sat down. Declan has essentially then played loss of turn, but Phil has accepted that, and Declan's been allowed to play the next shot, and essentially the view is that they cancel each other out. They continued to play on, and both players accepted that decision. But that was crazy.
I just said, it's
Crazy.
as you've gone out, I said, in all my years of pool, it's probably one of the most bizarre situations I think I've ever seen. In any, you know, and to happen at the pro level, it's just weird.
You can imagine it happening and no one really noticing in like a back corner somewhere or something like that. I'm sure that's happened before, but for it to happen in front of the cameras, people watching in the stand, referee there.
It's almost like you could think, well, I'll play that shot, and if you look like you're going to miss, you grab the ball with your hand and throw it in the pocket and turn around and say, yeah, I did pot it.
But it's like, the thing is we're watching it and we're looking at each other and thinking, have we missed something here? But it turns out we're the only people in the venue still awake.
Well, I didn't want to open my mouth again because I've been stupid about 3 or 4 times this weekend. I thought, please don't do it again.
Exactly.
Police will be talking me off the building.
Oh, that was a strange frame. And somehow Phil Harrison's won it. And you have to say, I obviously didn't see how Deck didn't get out. It was a tricky finish on yellow.
Yeah, he missed the double, and I said at the time, is this justice? But then it's Phil's fault.
Yeah, absolutely. That was so strange. Really was so strange. Phil Harrison's won 2 frames in a row. It's his break. He's made a ball, and he's got a chance to go 3-3. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Absolutely.
Red ball's nominated. Red ball's in position. Extension call.
Well, Harrison trying a more orthodox approach to win this frame. So looking very much like Declan Brennan's 3-0 lead is evaporating right before his eyes. Nice control there from the farmer in A1 position. Just run this and just top the cue ball forward here, just off that rail, get up onto the bottom rail near about, so he can just screw the cue ball down for the black. That'll do him. Screws the cue ball just beneath those 2 yellows now, straight down the line. And he'll have a pretty simple black to level this match. Perfectly done. And in goes the black, and 3-all is where we're at now. Here in Wigan at the Robin Park Arena. Just zoomed over.
That's a great 8 ball from Callum Singleton. 5-4 against Ryan Pisani. These two continue to duke it out. See
Ryan Pisani's got a lovely restaurant, by the way, in Bajiba in Malta.
Oh yeah?
Yep, went over there last year. Bizarrely went in a restaurant. And it was Ryan's. I didn't even know. It's true.
It's Tom Jones and Greg Batten. This is 1-1. Tom Jones prepared to go 2-1. He's a little bit off angle here, though. That was the roll of the eyes you just saw from Tommy Gunn. A couple of results we can tell you, by the way. Ricky Jones 7, Dave McCullin 3, Shane Thompson 7, Rab McCullough 5. Although they come up on our live scoring as final results, but they should be races to 8, so I'm not too sure what's happened there. Yeah, they're on the outer arena, so I'm not too sure what the situation is. Anyway, Declan Brennan breaking off in frame 7. Oh, is that going to... Yeah, that's going to go in. It's just got that vibe, Declan, hasn't it? It's just... It's starting to turn on him. It's starting to turn on him. And everyone's been there in that situation. You feel like you're trying to hold back a tide. All the momentum with the farmer.
Extension call.
Christy Caulfield, by the way, is on the hill against Luke McAvoy. Only got 5 seconds, Phil, to play this shot.
Yellow balls in play.
This is the Christy versus Luke match. It's Luke at the table. Needs to get these to stay in the tournament. This is off Christy's break. So Christy was breaking for the match, but Luke's first poke looks like he's figuring it out as we return to Phil versus Deck.
Little cut now across this bottom rail for Harrison. He wants to come back, bump into that red to land on the yellow, and he's hit it too thin. The red. He wanted to hit that full ball. He'd have had a nice, easy straight yellow into the corner and an easy black to follow. That now looks a whole lot different.
Well, if this happened on an outside table, Phil could be there for about 2 minutes figuring this one out. But at the minute, he's got 15 seconds. Just has to get over it and play it. Still potable, but it's mighty thin.
Cue ball's going to be travelling.
Oh, what a shot this is.
Oh, he's landed in the gap. I mean, wow.
Wow.
That one would hurt. I wouldn't like that at all.
Oh, that's sick.
Could have been a javelin coming across the arena there if I was sat in Declan's seat.
Oh, that's a sick, sick nudge.
Yeah.
Hand up. Yeah, retreat, Phil. Retreat. Unbelievable, this. Great pot, you have to say, but to land there, oh.
Savage. That is absolutely savage.
He knows he's got away with one, Phil. Let's take a trip around the tables then. What have we got next to show you here at the Ultimate Pool Pro Series? Callum Singleton at the table, 5-4 up against Ryan Pisani. And here's Christy Caulfield at the table. Luke McAvoy couldn't get out, so Christy Caulfield with a chance here to secure passage through to the quarter-final.
Yeah, they're all there for Christy as well. These reds.
Yeah, we'll stay with this as Christy tries to get over the line here. It's Phil breaking off on the main table. But we're going to stay with Christy Caulfield as he attempts to secure passage through to the quarterfinals.
If you get past that black and see that red in the middle, this is all over.
So he Phil has broken dry. It will be Declan Brennan with first chance to try and get himself back on terms. But Christy's in plumb position here. It's a great shot.
Yeah,
Picked a really nice route here.
Yeah, radio commentary for the main one at the moment.
I feel like we're on Soccer Saturday.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Yeah, this is perfect now for Christie. Just pot this red, run the cue ball through.
Extension call.
Black ball's available anywhere, so that's not going to be an issue. Wants a nice little bounce, perfect. In fact, he just pots this, bumps into the yellow that's just above him. He's got a simple black into the middle. Go behind it then. Why don't you, Christie?
Lovely. Christie Caulfield then is going to be an Ultimate Pool quarter finalist again. Super performance from Christie. He beats Luke McAvoy as we return to the action here on the main table. Declan Brennan at the table after Phil broke dry. Well, that wasn't in the script. Check of the tip, which tells me it was a bit of a miscue.
See, Declan had that chance to go 4-0 up early, and it's just all seems to just
Do you know what?
discombobulated for him.
Yeah, and I don't want to labour the point too much because, you know, I'm not inside the mind of Declan Brennan, but at least from just watching, almost ever since that madness happened in frame 5, it has just felt like a completely different match. Referee Rob Wilkinson right across Phil Harrison there. He's all good. That's a really stretch.
Yeah, Decky's racing car is in the pits at the moment, having a tyre change because it's all just a bit spluttery for him, and Harrison is the one that seems to be doing all the running now.
I think the pits is probably quite accurate to describe how Declan's feeling right now. Still not over. There's a long, long way to go in this match.
No, but he needs a reset in his mind somewhere.
Yeah, he does. He does.
So at the moment, Phil Harrison has Declan Brennan in a bit of a half Nelson. Looking at the table, I'm saying that black ball goes in the right hand centre pocket. Harrison going to leave that yellow that's adjacent to it till last, so he runs this into the middle. All Harrison wants to be is anywhere but to the left of the yellow, so if he's in that sort of line that is just left there, it's just a run in. Even though, to be fair, if he left the other angle, he could pot the yellow and kick into the red that's just next to the black as well and leave it. So anywhere up here he's going to have some sort of shot, but he'd rather be just straight or just past it. That's perfect. That's a run in now and the black in the centre. And this is going to be 5-3 Harrison.
Oh, he's such a brilliant player, Phil. I mean, this when we got in today and we saw the draw for the last 16, we thought this would be a great game. Two world-class players in Phil Harrison and Declan Brennan. But yeah, it's delivering quite a unique match. Phil Harrison 5, Declan Brennan 3.
Going by 5 frames to 3.
Massive shot from deck, that. It's been a fits and starts sort of match. Declan Brennan won the first 3. Phil Harrison has won the next 5. Deck hasn't exactly been frozen out. He's had opportunities that have been slightly strange in some ways, the way that he's approached them. Obviously the semi-farcical end to frame 5. And the sort of miscue in the last one. Really needed this frame just almost, I don't say this in any negative, just sort himself out a little bit, just get back on the tracks, just, you know, reset. And it's been lovely. It's been a really good visit to the table. Boy, did he need it.
Not big time. Yeah, lovely 8-ball up the rail there for Declan, and it's 5-4, so he's hanging on. That's the first frame he's won. He's just watched 5 sail by in a row.
Here's Callum Singleton at the table against Ryan Pisani. This to go 7-4. Ryan has, as you can see, missed his opportunity on yellows. Callum has got a big chance here to go on the hill. Come back to that maybe in just a moment. We're going to check in on Tom Jones against Greg Batten. Greg breaking off here. He's 3-2 down. Still early stages in that one. Let's head back to Callum and Ryan then. Reds are pretty okay. It's just that 8-ball that's going to be a big shot. Not missing anything on the main table, I can tell you. Still waiting for the racking of the balls. I think we might stay with this because this 8-ball is massive. Live with you on YouTube this right now, by the way. That's an interesting shot. Okay, I can tell you for a fact we're not staying with this because there's some fun and games to be had here. If you want to watch this game, Ultimate Pool YouTube channel, Nick Finn and Mark Shepherd are right across this.
Phil Harrison on the break. Lead by 5 frames to 4.
Phil Harrison on the break at 5-4 up against Declan Brennan. Let you know how that frame finishes when that score gets updated. Oh, it's such a silly game, isn't it, Paul? It's amazing how momentum swings.
The worm has turned it once again.
It's just amazing.
On a 6pence.
It's just amazing.
Phil's face.
He knows as well.
Where's my ball?
Phil has been here more than just about anyone else. He's been around the game for generations. So he knows how it works. He's seen this story before. What it does mean for us, we've got 15 minutes left and we've got a great match coming in. Big finish, 5-all maybe coming in for Declan Brennan here. It absolutely should be. He's got a lovely, lovely route here. Red top left is just sitting waiting for the 8-ball.
Yeah, all scenarios available at the moment, the way this is going. We've only had 1-6 red, haven't we? Which was the Aaron Davis, Craig Waddingham match. Brennan now, though, in a great position here. Plenty sort of hint of side. And he's played that to perfection once again. And it's just as if by magic, Declan Brennan has put on or switched the switch on that he had at the start of this match when he raced into a 3-0 lead. And like Stephen just said earlier, it's amazing how this game just turns. Harrison could do no wrong, but now he's having the dry breaks. Brennan now has decided to re-emerge in this match. Lovely shot there from Declan Brennan, and the Northern Irishman is going to level things up here at 5 each. And we have got drama to come at the end of this match. It's going to be anybody's. This black for 5 each. And down it goes, and Declan Brennan marches to his chair. Successful visit to the table. And looks once again alert. Back over to Callum Singleton and Ryan Pisani.
And Callum Singleton got the job done in the last frame, and he's not at the table in this one. Ryan Pisani has to get these. The P has got his back to the wall.
Well, Singleton had a very good run at the British Open just recently.
He did. Decent chance here for Ryan. It's tricky, you know. There's work. That red on the left looms large. Let you know if he gets there.
5 frames off.
Declan Brennan then breaking off at 5-5. Declan 3, Phil 5, Declan 2. That's been the run. Oh, kicked it off. Is that a swing? Is the pendulum turning the other way now?
Good break as well.
Great break. Everything apart from the cue ball is massive.
Face. Yeah, I recognise the feeling.
Yeah.
Just when he thought this is going to be a great break, I'm going to have a really good opportunity to get in front. That red comes up.
Tom Jones
slaps him in the chops.
My apologies, Tony. Tom Jones 3-3 against Greg Batten currently.
Well, these yellows are perfect for the farmer. So this, you'd feel, will be Phil Harrison once again just edging out in front. It's one of these matches, it could end up being a photo finish. Perfect angle here. In fact, he doesn't really need to use the angle, doesn't need to kick that yellow out. For me, I think I might come down the bottom and just take that yellow over the bag out of the way and sort of screw up off the side cushion and back up the table.
Yeah, doesn't need to bump anything if he doesn't want to. And Phil generally will try and keep his work quite clean. Oh, I didn't think this slid in.
Yeah, that's the shot, yeah. Just comes off the side rail and back up.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Didn't want that little nudge. He's okay, but he wanted to be clean past there, so he was more central, so he could probably pop that yellow into that bottom right and then come up and take out the 3 on the left-hand side, because they're all just like little stop dead shots.
Just going to take a break from this for just a second. In a moment. We're a bit late on it, I can tell you. Ryan Pisani has just made the 8 ball against Callum Singleton, so he's still in the hunt. That's now 7-5. He's pulled out a big finish there as Ryan Pisani. That red that we saw on the left rail, he drilled it in as his last ball to then have the 8 ball longish and tricky-ish to the top left. It was a brilliant shot to stay alive in the Pro Series too. Phil Harrison looking to go back ahead.
15-second shot clock in operation. 15 seconds.
We're on to the 15 seconds shot clock. Here we go then, this is the Ultimate Pool Women's Pro Series. This is event 2. It's Harriet Haynes at the table. She's taking on the Megan Proctor in this match. It's currently 2-2, I can tell you. And on the other table, Mary Talbot in action. This has just got underway. She's 0-0 in this one. Is Mary. Keep you right across these two matches as best we can over the course of the the next hour and a half really or so. These are the quarterfinals. Harriet Haynes against Megan Proctor. Mary Talbot is playing Barbara Taylor. Second time in 2 events those two have run into each other. Emma Parker, great run for Emma, taking on Danielle Randall in the quarterfinal, and Lucy Smith versus Kirsty Lee Davies is the other quarter. And if you're wondering, as you may be, if you've just seen those results, what happened to, someone like an Amy Beecham, Rachel Davies got a brilliant win over champs in the first round match yesterday. Super win for Rachel Davies, beat Amy 7-4, but then ran into Emma Parker, got beat 7-1. Must say, Barbara Taylor taking on Mary Talbot, by the way, in the quarter-final. Barbara beat Marion Jude 7-1 in the last 16, which is a phenomenal result.
Yeah, watched a little bit of that actually just before we came in, and she played an incredible cross double into the middle bag, Barbara.
It's first thing this morning, that match, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was early, yeah. So she was playing great, Barbara. Rolling back the years.
Danielle Randall came through 7-6 against Becky Watkins in the last 16 first thing this morning. Everything else was fairly sort of routine, apart from Harriet Haynes. She got through a hill decider against Kerry Griffiths to make it through to the quarterfinal, and Harriet has just gone 3-2 up on Megan. She took out that finish we saw her start a moment ago.
Yellow balls in play.
So it's Declan at the table here looking to go 6-6. Ooh, how'd you like it? Not much. Not much. Oh, he was on it. He was on it. Wow. And he bullets it into the corner pocket.
Yeah, great shot there from Declan.
I thought from his body language initially he was in real trouble. But, oh, this is a rude out if he gets these. Oh, what a finish this is.
Awesome. Not much angle here though for Declan. Going to be leaving himself quite a long black. That's all he could do.
Oh, how'd you like this?
He'd have liked the cue ball just away from that rail a little bit more, but this is such a big shot here for Declan Brennan.
This for 6-all. Oh, Wow. Wow. Must say I fancied him for it. Getting that far in the visit, thought he'd knock that in. Phil now with the chance to go on the hill. And it's a chance that I can't imagine he'll pass up.
No, this is formality now for Phil Harrison. 3 simple reds and an easy black. Get himself 2 in front, also on the hill.
Extend. You extend your left.
Just got slightly rushed there. He thought he had plenty of time there for a minute, Phil, but sped into gear. So this black for 7-5 and to be on the hill for Phil Harrison.
7-5 to the farmer as we travel around the tables. Callum Singleton and Ryan Bassani are still going at it. Ryan at the tables, he tries to keep Callum away from that victory. Let's check in on the other games. Mary Talbot took out that finish against Barbara Taylor to go 1-0 in front. And it's now Barbara at the table on these reds to look to tie the scores. Now if the 8 ball doesn't go bottom left, she's got a little bit of an issue. I think she's going to try and draw straight back here. Big shot for Hollywood coming up.
Yeah, not a very nice shot at all. The Barbara's going to have to play it.
Yeah, we'll stay with this for Barbara Taylor. Yeah, how'd you like this?
How well did she play that shot?
Well, couldn't be on it any better. She's executed that beautifully. Still a tough 8 ball. But make this, and it's 1-1 in the Women's Pro Series 2 quarter-final, as Barbara looks to exact some revenge after Mary edged her out of Event 1. And Barbara is going to roll that one into the jaw. Chance for Mary to go 2-0 in front. As we rejoin this one, it's Declan Brennan at the table after the break, but he has work. You've not missed a shot here, just the break. And the Destroyer has got a serious problem. He'll feel like he has to go at these.
He'll be a little bit aggrieved there because he's played such a good pot. And he's tried to cannon both those yellows away from the red. All he's done is hit the outside one, which has actually made no difference to those reds.
And look how well he hit that break as well, by the way, Tony.
Yeah.
He absolutely flushed it. Forced into playing safe. Phil Harrison doesn't have an aggressive shot to play here. And Phil's probably the last player on the tour you'd want to be against in this situation, just because he's so good at tying games up if he needs to. And right now, it's in his interest to do just that. 4 minutes for Declan to find 2 frames. Declan's going to play lost turn.
Yeah, the skipper's gone out of Declan Brennan's stride. It's more now a dejected trudge.
Yeah, it's not all over for him, but it is. He's right up against it. Phil's got to play quick here. Just pots, just to stay at the table. So one thing Phil can struggle with a little bit is that 15-second shot clock. It's like a cat on a hot tin roof sometimes, the farmer.
Yeah, he's certainly not keen on it. See, the thing with Phil, he's always had his set ritual that he goes through before he strikes a pool ball, and that 15 seconds takes away his little idiosyncrasy that he does.
I don't know if I love that shot from Phil. Feels like it's just almost opened up Declan's red. Declan's going to have a swing at these, I think. Oh, he was. He was absolutely having a swing at them.
I think he has to now with what time we've got left in the match.
Not left Phil anything. Let's hope if pulls this plant off, it might match over. Oh, sharp. It's dead set. And if he wanted to, he can go game.
I think he will.
The risk is, of course, he develops Declan's ball. He could, if he wanted to, play the yellow, because that kills another 15 seconds. He can be back where he is. Yeah, it's the right shot. And he's still got that angle to the top.
Yeah, it just trims another 12 or 13 seconds off the match time.
Well, the miss wasn't really in the script. Phil's just got himself a little lost out there. He's not left Declan anything. He can maybe go really thin on this middle. Yeah, he had that. So this is just all eggs in one basket. Just got to fly at these and hope for a dry break in the next one.
Well, this is his balls now to move. It places a load of right-hand side down the rail, cuts the cue ball over towards yellow and red. He's got them out. What's he got? What's he been left?
So tough.
Can he get
So
it length of the
tough.
table? The red. Might be play it long.
Oh. You got to feel for Decky. You've got to feel for him. It's
If
just
that
not.
went in, he was still there. He had a half a chance, but now it's over, I think.
Yeah, and he knows. He knows. Oh, that wiped its feet. But in
Well-
it goes for Phil. Good shot.
Yeah, he's going to get to the 80s, Phil. So he's going to win it in real time. The full match. And down goes the black. And Phil Harrison, the farmer, is through to the quarterfinals. He defeats Northern Ireland's Declan Brennan. Declan will rue a few errors out there. He had such a great start. Burst into a 3-0 lead. In the middle of that match, we had one of the most bizarre frames we'll ever see. But it is Harrison that goes through as we look down into that incredible Ultimate Pool Arena.